Hey, hello everybody again. It's good to be back. A week since the last event. In fact, it was the first event last week. So this is our second event, and it's been fantastic to see the great response again. So over 125 people I saw were registered for this event. I've had some messages from some people where I think it's about 1 or 2 in the morning right now, saying they can't join, but they're going to be happy to see the replay. So welcome to those as well watching the replay. Well, welcome to everybody watching the replay. I think the response to this event shows something about the importance of the topic that we're going to be looking at today. Certainly something that's been quite prevalent in my career in glass, and that is glass coatings on glass delivery coatings, I should say, glass delivery equipment coatings on the delivery equipment, which gives the nice glide of the gob into the blank. And we know that that's so important to get the gob loaded in the blank as best we possibly can. And there's a long travel from the shears all the way down to the blank. And having that coating that will just glide the gob straight into the blank is so important. And that's easier said than done. I've gone through many, many different coating trials in my time. And it seems like a constant battle trying different coatings. And so we're all looking for that one coating that's just going to do the job for us, something that's long lasting, gives great performance. And so, I think it was fantastic to hear about Nico from TechFlame and the work that he's been doing. And he's been on with this for a few years now. We've been in touch for a few years. And I know he's started some trials. He's got some full sets out there. You've probably seen on LinkedIn. He's sending full sets out to people now of his coating. He's continuing to develop that coating as well. So it's great to have everybody here to listen to what Nico's got to say, to update us on his developments with his company, TechFlame. So I'll bring him on the show now. Hi, Nico.
Hi, Peter. Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Yeah. So fantastic to have you with us. I know you've got a presentation lined up. I don't know if you want to say any few words before we bring the presentation. You'll need to bring your slides. Are you going to share your screen, Nico? Is that how you want to do it this time?
Yes. Let me share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
And several words about me. First of all, I'm in glass since 2005. Started from engineering departments and finished as a plant director of the few of the biggest glasswork plants in the world. One of them really big, 3 furnaces, 500 tons each, 12 section machines, double gob 5.5. And since this time, I have seen a lot of problems, and this was a reason to push myself to find out a solution for some of them. And we started 2019 with tests, and 2020 we have first sample ready for testing. And I can start with introduction. As I said, since 2005 in glass industry. My position was in a CMP project in Germany. I worked for them about operation development in new glass factory in Iraq. The project was frozen. Now I'm for a short time out of glass, but hope soon we'll come back. Let me start with Del Code, if you allow me.
Can you make that presentation? I think you need to hit presentation mode. We just see your full screen there, Nico, so it's difficult to read.
Oh, it's difficult. Yeah, just
It's very small. So we see your full screen.
now it's fine.
No.
No,
Try presentation mode.
give me. Yes. Now it's fine or still not?
Let's have a look. That's better. Okay, let's go. Yeah, it's a little bit small because there's a lot of small writing on there, but
Yeah,
yeah.
just
Let's see if I
in
go
introduction,
Yeah.
some words about me. Last position as taught in CMP. During all these years, I worked with Clear Performance, Derek Whiteside, about audits in different glass factories. Some of them Mayan Glass, Shishikam, Eskishehir, Smerdomsky in Russia. But let's start with presentation of the code. As I told, we started 2019 with developing of Dell code. It was our first development. It took us about 4 to 5 months to find out the formula that works well for glass industry. And 2020 was our first trial in Tyumen, Russia. Since then, we worked continuously on improvement, and after several tests, we already work with top 5 of the companies in the world. Thanks to a friend of mine from Italy, we entered in Italian market. But let's start with the. I would like to take your attention to very known for you things about production losses and problems that we met during the operation caused by worn delivery code. One of them is washboard marks, which is very common. As you know, the standard GOP delivery code lasts about 20 up to 30 days. And after that, you have to replace it, which is a problem for long running jobs. And
So I think there, Nico, you're talking about the epoxy coating.
Yeah, epoxy standard
Mm-hmm.
epoxy coating.
Yeah, it's one of the best coatings, but in performance I found, but it doesn't last. Like you say, that's the big problem. It's not lasting very long. So there are other coatings out there, and I think yours is the same, which is a plasma coating, and yours is also, it's a longer lasting plasma coating.
Long lasting plasma. It is, as I said, our first development.
Yeah.
We called this Dell code, only Dell code. The second common defect is thin walls, again caused. Maybe someone can add more, Peter.
Yeah. So if you know any other things, so what we're talking about is when the delivery is getting worn, what kind of problems are you getting? Maybe you can put some comments up there, and we can bring those onto the screen. There's the one thing that's been mentioned to me direct recently when I put this notice out about the event. They're interested in a better coating because they're getting little black specks from the coatings they're using, wearing, and getting on the bottles. And they were talking about rejecting a few percent. personally, I've never experienced that, but I suppose it depends what coating you're using. So theirs was like a cosmetic problem with the coating wearing. Could have been coating wearing or could have been carbon, I don't know. But they were getting black specks in the containers. So that's another problem that some people have when the coating wears. So I thought I'd mention that one. Has anybody got any other suggestions? I mean, I know we're always adjusting delivery. That's a different matter. But actually, from delivery wearing, any other problems people are encountering? There's no suggestions coming through anyway, Nico.
No suggestion. Okay, let's go ahead.
I'll put them up if anything comes in. I'll put them on the screen. We can go back to that one.
Okay. The next problems that we meet with epoxy resin code are operational expenses. You should find out, different types. You should deliver and pay for logistic. You should have a maintenance person for counting. If you have more than 4 lines, maybe you should have two persons that permanently work on this problem. Permanently they coat and replace your worn out deflectors. As I told, and as you know, delivery code short life 20 30 days, and this push you to stop the machine for about 20 minutes to replace all set and run again. 20 minutes is just downtime, machine downtime, but blanks, heat hiccup, blow modes, heat hiccup is all this brings you losses. And not on the last place, it is expenses for keeping gob hotter. What it means? During the transportation, your gob temperature is going down. And if you measure your gob temperature on shear level and compare the temperature down, it will be with difference as minimum 2 to 3 degrees. You can say it is 2 to 3 degrees. For blowing ball, no problems at all. But for NNPB, it could be a problem. And then you should put more gas to keep glass hotter. And
I think on that point, Nico, that was interesting when we first spoke about this, and you mentioned the coating had got some insulating properties.
Insulating, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know about the other coatings that I've used. I've not really asked that question, but you raised the point about it having insulating properties, and that instantly caught my attention because I know that when delivery equipment starts to run hot, so you talk about the gob temperature, the loss of the gob temperature. Where does the heat go? The heat goes into the delivery equipment. That heats up the delivery equipment. And I know that at a certain point, particularly with the troughs, if they get to a certain temperature, they start to hold the gob back, drag the gob, stretch the gob. So you start getting some sticking. That's what I think is happening anyway. For certain, when the delivery equipment, the troughs run too hot, we get loading problems. So in the past, I've had to put fans on there to cool down the troughs to get them back into a range. Now you're talking that you've got an insulating coating, which is obviously going to prevent or reduce that amount of heat getting in the delivery equipment in the first place. So I thought that was an interesting point. I'll see your take on it, that it's not taking temperature out of the gob. But my take on that is, hey, it's probably going to stop the delivery equipment from getting hot in the first place. So, but I think that's an interesting topic. Yeah. So thanks for raising that.
Yeah, Del coat really works as well as heat insulating material. and it helps to keep gob hot and to avoid any defects caused by cold glass. And not on the last, I can mention that because of epoxy design, your productivity is reduced a little bit because gob speed is between 5 to 6 meters per second. Using the code, you can increase your gob speed up to 7.5 meters per second, which allow you to save time and to adjust your machine timing with higher cavity rate. It really helps to increase your productivity. It's all about Del Code. I mean, I compared epoxy design codes with our first development. We just replaced epoxy design with Del Code plasma coat coating, and we avoid all this operational expenses on the first place and defects that epoxy design can cause. Del coat as plasma coating has a long life. In different places or from different places, we receive different feedbacks. For example, from Shishikam, I uploaded in our LinkedIn page feedback that the code worked about a year. From Russia, X-Actis glass, the code still working is 1.5 year. It depends on cavity rate, machine cavity rate, and of course low speed, longer life. It was all about Del Code and what kind of benefits you can have, minimizing to loading time, low friction, keeping gob hot with talking about. Its durability of high temperature is well known because the material is very stable. Its temperature resistance is up to 1,200 degrees, and on the last, the code minimize visual defects, long operation hours without wear, and the surface is perfectly flat. The gob doesn't move during the transportation.
Okay, we've got a question coming in.
Some questions, any comments, guys?
Well, there's something about thoughts on ACMOS and Bonderite coating on troughs and deflectors. Are you aware of those products? I know about the ACMOS coating, but have you experienced anything on that at all, Nico?
I didn't get the first word.
So yeah, there's other coatings, and they're just asking, I think, what are your thoughts about the other coatings? You're talking about epoxy mostly, but there's other coatings on the market in addition to that. I mean, there's some ACMOS. That's one company that you probably
ACMOS. Yes,
yeah.
I know. It's again epoxy design code.
Mm-hmm.
Up to 40 days. Up to 40 days. There is base 300. The company advertised that the life of this is 3 months, but I haven't seen. Yes, even in plants that have worked, we tested no more than 40 days. No more. Yes.
Okay.
Epoxy coat, it is with short life.
Yeah.
40.
Okay. Hopefully that answers the question. If there's any further questions, please come in with those.
If not, I could go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think continue. There's nothing else coming in yet.
Okay. I'd like to pay attention, your attention to our second development, latest development. And first of all, I'll show you, you know very well, problems caused by blank swabbing. Blank swabbing caused about 4% losses on hot end. Depends on the factory, depends on the people, depends how they work, depends how they swab, if they use fly swabbing, if they use machine cycle for swabbing. But between 2 and 4% is from production losses on hot end are caused by blank swabbing. Let me show you some of them.
There's
First of all,
just a comment, just a comment here from Nico from ACMOS. They're saying that they've experienced 2 to 3 months, but I think the point is, like we say, okay, even if we achieve 2 to 3 months, you're saying with a plasma coating, it's a longer life. I know for sure in my experience, it's a longer life. But like I say, it's a matter of performance as well. And we're trying to balance up performance and life. But yeah, I just thought I'd put that on the screen just so ACMOS can have their say, seeing as they're present on the meeting.
Okay. Can I go ahead?
You can continue now. Yeah. Sorry about that interruption.
Let me show some of production losses that I gathered. Production losses due to rejected bottles after swabbing. From my experience, 2 to 3 bottles after each swabbing cycle should be rejected. With nowadays robots, this is reduced to 1. But again, you have rejected bottles after swabbing cycle. Production losses due to section downtimes during the swabbing. Yes, you're losing 1, 2, 3, 4 GOPS because of section downtime. And if you use robot, you don't lose these GOPS, but you lose again 1 bottle after the rejection. Because of the swabbing on the blanks, you will, after some time, you will find carbon disposals, dirty blanks. You have to replace them. From my experience, or in plants that I work at, we try to organize planning blank replacement, or in shift, just to be sure that everything is fine. In shift, 2 section on 12 section machine, blanks, not only blanks, molds, all accessories should be replaced, just to know that everything is fine with this kind of problem. And again, this caused downtime, machine downtime and production losses. On the last place, I could mention that the blank temperature is going down during the swabbing, and after that is going up, but it takes about 5 minutes. During this time, you can have defects on hot end, and you should be very careful about them. I had done a lot of measurements on hot end, and I have graph which is well seen that this is true. Even more 50 degrees, the blank temperature is dropping down. About uh, any comments here? Any other losses that we could add? You can tell me, Peter,
No,
if I
there's
can
nobody
go ahead.
commenting on the losses. Yeah, you can continue. There's just a bit of private chat going on between people, but nothing to bring to the main meeting.
Okay, fine. Then something additional to blank swabbing, operational expenses caused by standard swabbing, risky procedure. You need to train your guys to work with machine. It takes months, 2, 3. If you want to train them to use fly swabbing, it will take more than a year, and you have to be patient with them.
Yeah, and I think there's a move away from that as well, Nico, for safety. Certainly in Europe, a lot of plants that used to swab on the fly, for safety reasons now, it's going to swab cycle. So the losses are going to be inevitable with swabbing in the safest possible way. And let's say a safe swabbing procedure. If you're swabbing on the fly, there's always a risk of injury.
Always.
So yeah,
you should be very experienced to do this, and self-confident.
And still there's a risk.
Yeah, of course.
So that's the reason that there's a lot of directives around some of the bigger companies I know. They're saying, hey, you need to stop that. And some plants have been swabbing on the fly for years, and they think, hey, you can't not swab on the fly. Well, then they have to do, and there are ways around it. And I know that everybody I know that's changed from swabbing on the fly to swabbing with swab cycle, there's no problem. You can run. Maybe you need to modify certain things. Won't go into the details here, but it can be done. And so there is a big move towards safe swabbing using swab cycle, which means if we're still swabbing, then there's going to be the losses that you mentioned.
Yeah. But look, it is a compromise between 2% back to melted up or 2% down. It depends. What is important? More important. I think the human life is more. We should.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen some horrific accidents, and probably you have with swabbing. So we need to do it in the safest possible way. And I certainly worked on safe swabbing procedures when I was at ADA. We introduced them throughout the company, and the accidents went to zero. And there was 20 plants in the European group at that time. And when we went to safe swabbing, we did other things. Won't go into all the details again. There's not time for that. But the accidents went to zero. But obviously there's a loss of production, like you say.
Yeah, but it is a good achievement, I think, for long term working in glass without incidents. 20 plants. It's a really good achievement.
Yeah.
Let's come back to the expenses caused by swabbing. For swabbing, you need oils, you need brushes, you need their logistics. Sometimes you meet problems with brushes because the quality is not stable, and this creates nervous on hot ends. Of course, you need also forming machine operators. It is not so good to mention, but without guys, you cannot keep your machine running. Or you have to use robots, but again, you have to keep person on hot end to control the process. Because of the swabbing, because of carbon disposals on blanks, you have to use sandblasting machine or other kind of blasting machine to clean your blanks, which means that its life is reduced. Um, from my experience, my achievement is 1.5 million gobs in blanks. Uh, with standard about 700. I think that is doubled, but it is other story. We use different techniques for repairs. And of course, you need more man hours in more repair shop for cleaning and repair.
Yeah, I think the record I hit was about 1 million. so you're another 500,000 ahead of me.
1.5 million, Peter. 1.5 million. Guys
Yeah.
from Actis can confirm all sets. All sets.
We ran the blanks until they cracked. Then
Yeah.
they cracked around 1 million per cavity.
Any suggestions about operational expenses? Is there something in the chat?
No, still nothing general on what you're saying there. There's something in the chat, but it's just private chat. So nothing about operational expenses.
I can go ahead then. Now it's time for to present our last development. It is Del code blank free swabbing. We called it. Del code is because we use the same plasma technology. Del code is coming from delivery code. Del code blank free swabbing is a code that avoid blank swabbing. We recommend just to keep on safe side to swab blanks of each 8 hours. But it depends on the plants. This depends on guys which are working on hot end. And yes, it is real. We developed this. This was tested, and this is still in operation. We tested in Actis Glass Russia. We put in operation this code on last year at the same time, and the guy is still working with deflectors we put for testing on one section. As well, from beginning of just after the this new year, we sent for test in one of Bulgarian plants again for one section set. It still work. 5 months. 5 months in operation. This plant order us, and next week we are starting to call for them full set, full machine set. It is 10 section triple GOP machine.
Yeah, but I think that'll be interesting if you can get back to me on that, Nico. And if we get some results, we can present them, because that would be a massive step forward if you can do a full machine. I know one section is an achievement. I think we mentioned in private talks before that I had a permanent coating once that we tried. We ran for one section, and then we struggled with a full machine. But I wish you all the luck that this works out, because I know it's not just about luck. You have a, let's say, a secret formula.
Yeah, of course.
To be able to make this happen, and but it'd be interesting to see the results and that the theory actually works out in practice.
Yes, of course. Once we put all set on the machine, I'll keep our guys, friends, informed about the results, because I think it is great achievement that will avoid many expenses. That is going to increase pack to melted from first day of its usage, and I'll be very proud if I can help.
Yeah.
For future development.
Just got a question here. Well, it's a statement, but I guess it's a question to me, but if we can put that to you. So basically, Bryn is asking, hi Peter, share the presentation document after this session. So your email is at the end of the presentation, I think, Nico. So if anybody wants a copy, I think just take down your email and they can message you and you'd happily send them a copy of the presentation, I think, for anybody that's interested. I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah. I don't want to be a middleman and send it all out. I think, you can deal with that. And then if there's any questions.
I think that it will be grateful if we receive feedback about the presentation, about the product, about the expressions that we created, about advantages that Del Code blank free swabbing provides, boosting your pack to melted within 3% from first day. I could say 3 to 10 depends on the plant, depends how people work, but 3 is as minimum. Boosting your productivity, of course, pack to melted is high. You'll put more bottles in a layer, and finally you can increase your machine speed because because of the low friction that our code provide. And reducing OPEX, yes, if we go back to the previous slide, you'll avoid all these expenses. I could not say that you'll not need guys on hot end. It depends on you. But I can say oils are not needed. Brushes are not needed. Replacing blanks, planet or unplanet, will be not needed. And working in the mold repair workshop for cleaning, all this will be reduced. And
there's some big claims there. Some big claims there, Nico. Well, let's say expectations rather than claims. And but yeah, if 50% of that comes true, I think that's a massive step forward. I know you're looking for 100%, but I'm saying if I see 50%, I would be impressed.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. How does it works? We use special compound and plasma technology for coating. I explain what are the advantages of plasma. Our compound is really secret because with these results we cannot share. We can, but it is other story. We coat the GOP with thin film, which help to avoid blank swabbing, minimize friction in delivery system, very low friction.
So this is just something to clarify for everybody, because I was struggling with this to understand, but you say it's actually with the gob contact with the coating that gives a thin film that helps the loading in the blank. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very thin. It is, I don't know how I could not provide more information, but guys that want to test the code can write me an email and ask more about the code, about how we can provide. Some of customer feedbacks. First on the left side is about blank free swabbing from Galanit, Russia. Second one on right side is about Del Code that we tested in Shishekam, Eskişehir. We also worked and worked with top 5 companies. On our LinkedIn page, you can see photos from deliveries here also. It is how the delivery looks after it's out of our workshop. In the middle is delivery that is waiting GCA Turkey to bring it to pick it up. We code for them one section as a test, as a benefit with blank free swabbing, and I hope that they will be very grateful and our coating will present itself successfully. Where you can find us? We are located in Bulgaria, Sofia. Our workshop is located in Street Dimiter Peshev, number 4. For everyone who is interested, I put down my email and phone number. Please write me, text me. I'm available to provide you answers of your questions. And the last, for all guys that wants to order, we have prepared a special discount as promotion, 5% if you order us with promotion code that you see there. We are also able to provide to code one section free of charge, as you guys have to pay the logistic from your side to us and back. I could say our standard condition for providing code is 20 days from pickup date of the set up to delivery date. It is our standard condition. It means for 20 working days, your set will be out of your factory, and you have to plan on this. And the second condition is a 6 months warranty from wearing out or crack or appearing of different cracks on the code. I repeat again, we are available to provide free of charge test of our blank free swabbing. Del Code, we also work with Del Code, but I think that with coming up of this new product, blank free swabbing, Del Code will be in the past.
Yeah, but at the moment, Del Code is the one that you send out the larger orders with and what you put on LinkedIn. That's the one that's running full machines, and like you say, you're moving towards this new BFS product, yeah? Just finishing the testing on that.
Yeah.
And then you're expecting that would be the biggest seller. I think you already mentioned to me that's going to be a little bit more expensive than the basic one, which I guess is to be expected for those kind of benefits. But not massively so, I don't think so.
But look, the investment in this will be returned back in 2 months or more. In 2 months, yeah. And if we provide warranty 6 months, I think that it is affordable.
Okay. We've got a question. Says, "Hi Peter, can you clarify? Is this compound can it be used on swabbing blanks? Or I think the question is, can we use it on blanks as well as troughs and deflectors? And no. It's because you're just applying a very thin film and it's collected as it goes down the delivery equipment, I believe. So in effect, it is given a coating on the blank, I would imagine, or at least or is it the gob? I don't know. I don't know how it works in detail, so I can't really say. But yeah, you're actually coating the gob. Whether that leaves any coating on the blank itself, I don't know. Do you have any idea about that, Nico? Does the carry from the gob leave a deposit in the blank?
No, not because the film is very thin. Film is very thin, and you will not find. You will not find it.
Okay.
But it's not possible to swap blanks with our code. It's not possible.
Yeah. Good. That answers the question, I think. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
I'll just check, see if anything's coming in. There's another question here. Okay. So I hear you say for trial or testing, we have to send one section set and bring it back, and we cover logistics. Aren't you able to send the product if requested for testing, and we can apply ourselves and still cover for the logistics of the coating compound? So the question is, can they coat their own with what you have? And I think I know the answer, but I'll let you answer that, Nico. So the question is, can you send the coating to them and they can coat it? And for plasma coating, guys, I've never known that anyway. It's a plasma process. So
yeah, it's a plasma process. Special process, and you have to train your guys for
it's not
2 months.
It's not like the epoxy where you apply it yourself, and you do that all on the plant. You clean, you burn it off, you clean the troughs and deflectors, and you apply the epoxy. It's a different process. I've only ever known for plasma type coated delivery equipment that you send it away and then it comes back with the coating.
Yeah. That's right. In 20 days, 20 working days. It is our promise, and up to now we follow it. I think our customers are satisfied.
Yeah. Okay, I think you've mentioned this.
About the warranty condition?
Yeah, and I think Abdullah, as you mentioned, he's got some experience. We could bring him on to the show to talk. We've got a link to him if you want him to come on with us.
Yeah, Abdullah, if you want, we can join us. Leave.
Should be able to see.
Hello.
Right. Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello. This is Abdullah from VCA Turkey. Do you have any questions to me? Because we are using the Velcot since 10 months, the last 10 months, and currently we ordered for 24 deflectors and also including 2 for Velcot BFS. And I can mention about our experience if there's any question.
Thank you, Abdullah. I really
maybe just cover the question there, Nico, just about the warranty conditions. I think you already mentioned
6 months from wearing out. 6 months.
So it's including us, right?
Sorry?
It's including our company too, right? Because we didn't get our deflectors so far.
I didn't get, sorry.
I said, we ordered 24 deflector. We just ordered 24 deflector.
It is ready, just waiting for payment. So.
I know. And I'm asking, we can take advantage of these warranty conditions, right?
Advantage is yes, of course.
Oh, thank you.
It is standard. You have paid for this.
I talked about our purchasing department, and they will fix in this week.
Really, he's in our warehouse. No problem.
Yeah.
They
Thank
can
you so
say.
much. Thanks so much for the fast coating.
Thank you so much, Abdullah.
Is there anything else you want to say, Abdullah, before you leave?
I can talk about our experience if you want, Peter.
Yeah.
Because last year I saw one of comments from Mr. Nicola about Dal code, and then I communicated with him, and he agreed to send two deflector to us to trial, and we tried one of them for about 10 months, and we were so glad with that. We didn't see any visual defects, and also if your company is growing, you are buying more deflectors, and our how can I say, the coating lifetime of our deflectors was 20 or 30 days. So it's a lot of workload. You have to coat once in 20-30 days all of your deflectors. So we were searching that, and thanks we met with Mr. Nicola. So we are using last 10 months the Delcot, and we haven't seen any problem. And we just ordered 24 more to take advantage of this technology, and also we will try to Delcot BFS in order to get a blank-free swabbing technology.
Okay, great. Thanks for the comment. It's good to hear from somebody that's actually using it, and there's quite a few other people using it, but thanks for being able to come and give your experience, Abdullah, because I know it's not easy for some people in some companies to say what they're doing. Personally, I'm trying to break down the barriers between companies and, not have secrets. Let's work together as an industry and go forward and I think that's the best way for the glass industry as a whole. But I appreciate in some companies it's still pretty much, if they've got something that's working as an advantage, they're trying to keep it a secret as long as possible. Yeah, that's not what I want. That's not what I wanted to do. I think we should be sharing experiences. As you know, I set up groups on LinkedIn and I try to share information. So thanks very much for coming on and offering some first-hand experience. And I hope your purchasing department pay the money so you can get the equipment, because it sounds like that's the purchase condition. They need to pay before they're released, and that's understandable.
Yeah. I didn't mention this, but this is our rule.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Abdullah?
No, thank you so much, Peter, for bringing us in here.
Yeah.
We really got the benefit of your group. And as you said, I think companies share their experience with each other. So I have nothing to say, but thank you and Mr. Nicola.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice
Bye.
evening. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, see if there's no more questions come in.
No more questions?
No, not seeing any. Okay, so I may have a topic next week on potentially, something similar. So not similar in terms of delivery coatings, but just generally talking about, blanks and swabbing and coatings, etc. But I haven't had confirmation of that yet. So that would be a different topic. It's coming from a different angle. But this particular live's all being about coating the delivery equipment. So I hope everybody's benefited from that, at least learned something. And I did put in the comments the email address. I was trying to just check it's still there. It should be there. Yeah, the email address for Nico. So you can just copy and paste it. That's there. So if you work through the comments, you can copy and paste that. If you need any further information, you can go direct to Nico and she'll be happy to answer any questions and set up any trials. I've put the promotion code in there as well, in case you want to pass that to your purchasing departments. But I think in the first case, there's no purchasing to be done, Nico. It's just simply send the equipment. It's just the transport costs. So there's no purchase order per se. It's just send one section, I think it is.
One section, yes.
Yeah, send one section, have the coating done, and then test it, and then you decide from there if you want to place an order. But bear in mind, your purchasing department will need to pay before the full order is released.
It is not an issue for such a big company as GCA.
Yeah.
Just some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all come across those from time to time.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Is there?
Benimino is here. Thanks, Benimino, that you're joining us.
Yeah. I'm just seeing if there's another. No, I thought there was a new question coming there, but it's not. Okay, so yeah, just watch out on LinkedIn for the next live topic, and I'll try to notify as many people as I can, as I normally do. And look forward to seeing you all again. So thanks, Nico, for your time in putting that presentation together and sharing your experiences. I hope people working together with you and trying to get the best from what you can offer moves the industry forward somewhat. And yeah, thanks everybody. So we'll see you again sometime. Goodbye.
Thanks, Peter.